thought I'd go ahead and do a haul today as a bunch of new stuff has been rolling out and my pile's kind of getting big. And I tried to use quite a few of the products on my face today so you guys can kind of see what they look like on. And to start off with, I purchased 2 more things from the Estee Edit by Estee Lauder collection. I did go ahead and pick up another one of the blushes, and I got the shade the Barris Blush 01 First Lover. This is what the packaging looks like. And I got the shades 2 and 3. I didn't go ahead and get the dark one, but I really like these blushes. They're almost like, they feel almost like a second skin, and then there was a little overspray over here, but I'll give you a swatch what the color kind of actually looks like. A super finely milled powder though. It's more of a nude shade. So that one is the Barris blush, and then the other product that I purchased is kind of a different product. It's called the Flash Photo Powder in 01 Blue Bright, and I believe this is the only shade that I saw in this type of product line, and this is what I use to set my concealer underneath my eyes. I've really been big on the RCMA No Color Powder for setting under the eyes, but I've been trying to find something because those Makeup Forever HD concealers, I love the way that they look underneath the eyes, but I really have to try hard to keep them away from right underneath here because they crease. So I thought I'd branch out and try a few other powders and see if any other ones would really set that concealer so that it didn't migrate upwards and kind of crease. Anyway, so I went and tried this one. It's a really finely milled pressed powder with a blue tinge to it. So like instead of being like translucent white or something, it's got a slightly blue hint to it. I like the way that it looks underneath my eyes. It brightens slightly. I don't feel like it brightens as much as the RCMA. It's a nice setting powder, but I don't find that it sets that HD concealer any better than the RCMA powder, and I kind of like I like the way that this looks, I do, but I kind of feel like the RCMA gives just a tiny bit more brightness than this for me, but it's a nifty product. I like that it's pressed. This one might be a handier one to travel with than the big RCMA tub, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. See, it's got like a blue hint to it. I don't know if the swatch is going to be beneficial, but this is what the compact looks like. And there's 0.21 ounces in here. And then when I was at Ulta, I saw the display for some new Laura Geller stuff, and I saw the Filter Finish Baked Radiant Setting Powder in the shade Universal. And I saw this online and I was like, get it, not get it, I'm gonna wait till I can see it in the store. And so when it was in Ulta, I got to swatch it, and it's called a Filter Finish Setting Powder. This is, I would not set my entire face with this. This is what I have on the tops of my cheeks today as a highlight, and it's light enough for me. It's a really pretty highlighter that's not over the top. It's not too subtle where you can't see it, but it's not super shiny like the Anastasia Starlight or something like that. And inside you've got your different color like mosaic in there, but it does have a nice sheen to it. And I kind of feel like since there's that, like those correcting tones in there, a lot of different undertones might be able to use this type of powder. But it's a really pretty subtle highlight for me. I definitely would not set my entire face with it. That's what that one looks like. So that's the Filter Finish Setting Powder Universal from Laura Geller. I also purchased a few things from the Nars Spring Collection. It's got a name, but I can't remember it for the life of me. They came out with 3 new dual intensity eyeshadows, which I really love the dual intensity eyeshadows. I know they're not for everybody, but I particularly am a fan. So I picked up the 3 shades, and I'm going to depot them and put them in my big Z palette with the other dual intensity eyeshadows that I have. I found myself really using them a lot more since I've depotted them. I'll start off with this shade here. It's called Carry. Each one of these is 0.05 ounces a piece, and this is what I used as a transition color on my eyes today, and it's like a satin. It's not super shiny like some of the other ones, and it really blended out that transition area nice for me. It's going to be a nice addition to the rest of the dual intensity eyeshadows because it's a transition type shade, and a lot of the other ones are so shiny, so I really like this. It's like a dusty mauve type of a shade. And then this next one is Cressida. That's what it looks like. I wore this one on the outer portion of my lid, and I can't remember, it was like maybe 3 videos ago. But it's a really pretty, I don't kind of call that a, not quite a royal blue, but it's showing a pretty true color in the viewfinder. So that's Cressida. And then my personal fave, I love this one. This is the shade Tavros. And this is so beautiful on the lid. It is like a mint green shade right here. And that one's one of the really shiny ones. So that one is Tavros, Cressida, and Carrie from the Nars Spring. And then the other item I purchased from that collection is the blush in Impassioned, which is a matte light mauve color. It's like a dusty mauve, but really light. And it's really a pretty one on my fair skin. That's what this shit looks like. I'll build it up a little more. So that's Impassioned right there from Nars. And then because I do enjoy the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette so much, I went ahead and picked up the Tartelette Tease, and I feel like the formula in this little palette is the same as the In Bloom formula, and it does kind of have a vanilla or cocoa type sweet smell to it. And all of the shades in this little guy here are different than both of the other two Tartelette palettes, so you didn't have to like worry about repeating shades. It has 6 eyeshadows at 0.03 ounces a piece. The packaging is cardboard, but it's super cute. You've got 4 mattes and then 2 shiny shades. These two in the middle are the shinies, then these guys are the mattes. And I used this color right here through my crease today. And I've actually used this guy a couple times, and I do like this little palette as well. It's right on par with the In Bloom, so if you like that. I'm not a fan of the original Tartelette, but I do like the In Bloom palette. And I like this little guy as well. I'll do these next 3. So that is the Tartelette Tease palette from Tarte. I also went ahead and picked up a couple of the Clinique Lid Pop eyeshadows when Clinique was doing their gift with purchase at the counter. And I'm so about these. I like a couple of the shades, but some of them kind of fell flat for me. This first shade is 07 Aqua Pop, and that's what I have on my lids. This is one of the ones that I think is really nice. It's a really pretty vibrant aqua shade. And this one is relatively pigmented. It was easy to put on the lid and all of that. So this is one of the ones that I really do like. So that's Aqua Pop. And the other one that I really like is the shade Willow Pop. And this color green is just stunning. It's like an olive green. This one is also nicely pigmented. Right there. And then the next one is 08 Petal Pop, which I'm kind of like so-so on. I kind of want to use this more as a blush than anything. It's got some pigmentation to it, but not quite as much as the other two that I showed you. So this is Petal Pop. And each one of these is 0.07 ounces a piece. So it's like a light pink with a gold sheen. And then the two that I really am not too impressed with are 02 Cream Pop, which is a nude. And I tried to use this on my inner corner, and then I topped it off with that pinky shade because this was just not doing it for me. Like, I really have to rub my hand in here too to get some color on there. So there's Cream Pop. And then the other one, which I did use underneath my brow bone, and I do like the effect that all of these have had, the ones that I have used have on the lids, but some of them are just like this Vanilla Pop shade here that I used underneath the brow bone. I just really had to go back into it and like grind my brush into it to pick up the pigment. Once I got it on, it was pretty pretty though, but a little bit more difficult to work with. So this is 01 Vanilla Pop. And this one is more of a, I guess I'd call it kind of a satin finish than anything. And then since I liked the first Lorac Color Source Buildable Blush that I bought, I went ahead and I purchased 3 more of them. I really think these are some pretty blushes. The one that I'm wearing today is the shade Tinge, and it is a buildable blush in matte. And this guy here is really light. Like, I have it on, I like kind of had to pack it on a little bit. It does show up, but this is a really light peach. That's what it looks like right there. This one I think would be a fair skin type of a blush for sure. But it's a really pretty peach, really easy to use and wear. And then I picked up Vivid, which is a buildable blush in satin. And each of these are 0.14 ounces. This one is a pretty kind of a fuchsia pink color. But I feel like calling them the buildable blushes is kind of exactly what they are. You can really build them up or sheer them out and they blend really nice. And then the last one that I had to have was the buildable blush in Ultraviolet, and this one is also a matte color. And I was in the store in Ulta playing with the shades, and I ended up putting some of this purple in with, I think, maybe it was this one right here also. This is Ultraviolet. And then I ended up kind of mixing them together, like when I was swatching them on my hands. And I really like the effect that this purple gave a couple other shades as well. So I really like these. I also purchased 4 of the Bite Beauty Amuse Boucher lipsticks with resveratrol, which is the new lipstick line from Bite Beauty. They are discontinuing the older version, which I really like the old version, but I also really like the new version. If I were to compare the two, I think these ones have more pigmentation and they're less creamy, and the older ones are more creamy and they don't last quite as long as these ones, but I do like both formulas. So the one that I have on my lips today, which I love, is the shade Sugarcane, which is a nude pink color. I love it. And then this one is Merengue, which is a little bit more of a brownie nude or peachy nude color. I love all 4 of the ones that I picked up. I'm excited for my Sephora to get the full line so I can go like swatch crazy. And then I got Souffle, which is another, I love this. This is a great color. It's a baby pink shade. And I wore this color mixed in with this next shade in Spritzer. I think it was the video before last that I wore this combination, and I loved the two mixed together. So this is Spritzer, which is a pretty violet color. And when I mixed these two, the color was just so pretty. Let's see. So I love those. And then I also got a mini of one of those lipsticks with like a 100-point perk from Sephora. And this is in the shade Radish, which is kind of like a berry pink shade. I figured I might as well swatch this guy as well. It's like boom. Like pigmentation on these is great, but they're not quite as creamy as the old version. But they last longer. And then Besame came out with a couple new shades in their classic color lipsticks, which I've wanted a Besame lipstick for quite some time. I just wasn't crazy about the colors that they had available, and now they came out with like a nude pink shade, and so I snatched this one up. The packaging on this is so like old school, which is something about Besame that I love. It really has that like real old school vibe to it, which is, I think it's pretty awesome. So this is what the box looks like, and this lipstick is in the shade C201 Portrait Pink. The packaging is stellar, and it comes like this right here. This is what the bullet looks like, which is kind of nice if you really like to get that Cupid's bow sharp. To do that, it's kind of nice to have a little tip like that. This one here, it's really pigmented, but on my lips it was kind of matte. It felt matte, comfortably matte, however. Nice pigmentation, but it was more of a matte finish on my lips. It kind of looks creamy in the swatch there, but it kind of sits down on me to more of a matte finish. So I was kind of going over it with like a balmy product because I like a little bit more hydrated feeling lipstick. I'm going to go ahead and slow my roll right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.